Liam McGeary can put out anyone in the division with his kickboxing. Very hard puncher, very versatile on the feet. Neither guy can relax for a second. Both guys are killers. Both guys are excellent finishers. Both guys want that gold so badly. That's why they came into Bellator. That's what they live and breathe for every single day. Keys to victory for Liam McGeary: stop the takedown. He has a habit of giving up early. He did against Tito. He did against Emmanuel Newton. He can't do that against Phil Davis. He has to make Phil Davis work for every single takedown he gets. Stay busy on the feet. He throws fantastic combinations, and he's extremely heavy-handed. If he can catch Phil Davis, he can put him down. He needs to keep this fight on the feet. Keys to victory for Phil Davis: work the takedown. He's the superior wrestler. He has great ground and pound, great submission skills. Get this fight down. Second key for Phil Davis: when he's on top, he cannot take his mind off defense for a second. Tito Ortiz looked great with his ground and pound, was doing well against Liam, tried to pass, and ended up in an inverted triangle. He has to be aware of the submission at all times. Liam McGeary versus Phil Davis, the light heavyweight title on the line. The two best in Bellator, fighting for Bellator gold. It's what it's all about.
My fellow Americans, the big day is coming up on November 4th, and you have a choice to make. You can vote for Hillary, or you can vote for Trump, or you can vote for Liam McGeary, or you can vote for the obvious choice. The best choice, the wonderful choice, me, Phil Davis. All I know is that I'm going to be at Liam McGeary so bad, not even Captain America can save him. There's a Captain America for a reason, because we're awesome. There's no Captain England. They don't even have a Captain Planet. Let's get into the issues. You know, people are saying that Chinese and Mexicans are taking our jobs. Is that true? I don't know. I can tell you this. I can tell you the British, they're taking our titles. That's the stuff we need to be worried about, people. And I can promise you, I'm going to bring that title home to America, where it belongs. Some of my opponents want to put a restriction on free trade. Not me. I'll stand in the pocket and trade with this guy all day long. You hit me, I'll hit you back twice as hard. That's how it's
Test. On Spike TV, you start in the heavyweight division. Javi Ayala versus Sergey Kharitonov, first to the scale, fighting out of Porterville, California. Please welcome Javi Ayala. Record of 9-5 as a pro, 4 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. His opponent fighting out of Los Angeles, California. Please welcome Sergey Kharitonov. Record of 23-5 as a pro, 13 wins by knockout, 9 by submission, making his Bellator debut. In the featherweight division, 145 women's fight, Talita Nogueira versus Marloes Kunin. We good? I'm gonna go confirm my shit.
Sweaty, dude.
Bellator Nation, follow us across a wide array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know about Bellator MMA. Log on to Bellator.com to get breaking news, fight cards, schedules, and ticket information. Catch up on Bellator Classics with over 200 full fights available just a click away. Take a look at the life of a fighter.
Hey, for those that are joining us here right outside Mohegan Sun Arena, we welcome you. You are just a little bit early, but well, in some circles, right on time. A weigh-ins for all the fighters for tomorrow night's Bellator MMA takes place at 5 o'clock here right outside Mohegan Sun Arena, right outside the box office. If you're in either or any one of the casinos here at Mohegan Sun, we invite you over 15 minutes away from the official weigh-ins. You'll see all the fighters, a chance to meet the fighters as well as they exit the stage perhaps, but at the very least, you'll see the fighters in tomorrow night's contest, including the main event. It'll be the light heavyweight world title for Bellator MMA. The champ, Liam McGeary, the transplant from the United Kingdom, now living in New York. He holds the title belt, his second defense of the title. That's Mike Johnson right there stealing some of the stage. Mike and Mike. What was I saying? Oh, the challenger. One of the best light heavyweights in the world today, Mr. Wonderful, Phil Davis, will challenge for the title. He earned the #1 contender spot with a victory over King Mo, and now his title fight comes tomorrow night. It's going to be a great fight, a tough fight in the main event tomorrow night as Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA back once again, one of our favorite venues, Mohegan Sun Arena. That's tomorrow night. The action takes place. The weigh-ins, though. First things first, the weigh-ins, about 14 minutes away. Come on up and join us right outside Mohegan Sun Arena.
Hey, Bellator Nation, follow us across a wide array. Finished Roger Carroll.
Oh, that's it. Good night. Look at this right hand right to the jaw. He is out before he hits the ground.
Number 9, Michael Page puts on another stunning display.
Oh, and it's over. It's one of those things you can't believe what you just saw. You just saw Michael Venom Page. Beautiful shots.
At number 8, Pat Curran's stunning head kick against Marlon Sandro.
Oh my God! That is an unbelievable finish. Marlon Sandro was doing everything right. Pat Curran found that opening and landed the knockout shot.
Coming in at number 7, Liam McGeary with this one-punch KO.
Also shows the difference in game plan. McGeary wants to bang, and this is over. A walk-away one-punch knockout. Bang! He's all yours, ref. He just served notice to everybody else in the light heavyweight division.
At number 6, Douglas the Phenom Lima puts Ben Saunders to sleep.
Saunders rocked. Oh, could not finish. This is over. That kick. That is it. That kid's a beast. A monster at 170.
Number 5, Pitbull's stunning left.
Faisal trying to make the most of it. Landing with, oh my God! Time encountered. And a come from behind win for Patricio Pitbull. Another spectacular comeback for Pitbull, this time on the feet. I am stunned. I do not believe it.
Number 4, King Mo Lawal retires Seth Petrozelli.
Oh, that's it. He's out. That is it. Holy cow. Cleared the leg, left in with the right hand. No follow-up at all. One and done.
Number 3, Emmanuel Newton's spectacular spinning back fist.
Spinning back fist. Spinning back fist. Look out for it. When you're fighting Emmanuel Newton, he walked right into it. He is still out.
Coming in at number 2, Joe Stitch 'em Up Schilling, and this stunning right.
Oh my God! That is it! A one-punch knockout win for Joe Schilling. Bam! Right hook, left hand over the top. Good night, Melvin Manoff.
And the number 1 knockout in Bellator MMA, this amazing Superman punch by Hisaki Kato.
Oh! And that is it! A huge win for Hisaki Kato. That is a famous knockout for sure against the world-class kickboxer. This crowd appreciates it. A beautiful shot by Kato. You ready? Let's go.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up.
Bellator Nation, follow us across a wide array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know about Bellator MMA. Log on to Bellator.com to get breaking news, fight cards, schedules, and ticket information. Catch up on Bellator Classics with over 200 full fights available just a click away. Take an in-depth look at the life of a fighter within focus. And see Foundations with Jimmy Smith. Check out the Bellator shop to purchase the latest Bellator apparel. Sign up for the Bellator newsletter for the latest news and get early alerts on all the fights and special ticket offers. Only at Bellator.com, the #1 source for Bellator fans. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the Spike broadcast. See amazing exclusive pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Check out some of our best moments on Vine. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and visit the Bellator YouTube channel. Plus, download the Bellator app to get real-time fighter stats. Vote for who you think will win the fight and become the 4th judge by scoring live.
I agree with the fans. You guys having 10-9 Gonzalez, I completely agree.
Join Bellator Nation today.
You have to dare to be great. You've got to beat the best to become the best.
But I want to put that Bellator gold around my waist.
I have to win. Failure is no longer an option.
Put up or shut up. Anything can happen in the cage.
And that's what's great about this sport.
Once that bell rings, it's just me and them.
2 warriors, you throw them in there, see what happens.
I've been in there with the best in the world. What the hell do you got for me, man?
This frenzied crowd is now ready for Bellator. The anticipation continues to build. Be ready for anything. Here we go! The bell in round number 1. Ferocious start. Bam! That's a tremendous slam. Crowd so into this. Man, what a shot. Unbelievable. Bang! He is out. Big spinning back fist. Now he's teeing off. Oh, Big E's out cold. Oh, my God. The fight of the year. That was an amazing fight by 2 champions. Wow, beautiful finish. New champion. They appreciate this display of guts by both fighters. And it's all over. I think the big winners are the fans here. Bellator for life, baby.
a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. The time will come when you have to rise above the rest and prove yourself. Your spirit never dies. Farewell, I've gone to take my throne above, but don't weep for me, 'cause this will be the labor of my love. Here we are on the way now.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome just outside Mohegan Sun Arena, brought to you by Spike Sports as Miller Lite presents once again Bellator MMA right here from Mohegan Sun Arena. The weigh-in's coming up just a couple of moments from now. For those that have gathered, we welcome you. For those joining us on the live stream, we welcome you as well to the weigh-ins for tomorrow night's Bellator MMA from Mohegan Sun. For those that are walking the casino or walking by, hey, hang tight for a couple of moments. Come on over and check out the weigh-ins for tomorrow night's action here at Mohegan Sun Arena. Before getting the fighters on the scale, a couple of details for all you ticket holders and non-ticket holders on your way to the box office. Tickets are available. Mohegan Sun Arena box office right here behind us. Ticketmaster.com if you get them off-site, or for those that are joining us on the live stream. For those ticket holders, tomorrow, 6:30 until 8 o'clock on the concourse inside the arena, there's a meet and greet with one legend, Mr. Hoist Gracie, Chael Sonnen, and Tito Ortiz. Three of the very best, three iconic figures in MMA. All ticket holders, you can meet them tomorrow inside on the concourse starting at 6:30. Again, tickets available now. Doors open tomorrow, 6 o'clock local time. That's Eastern time. Fights get underway at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central. Main card live on Spike as Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA. Normal start time on a Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. In tomorrow night's main event, it's a long-awaited matchup. The light heavyweight champ, Liam McGeary, will defend his title once again coming off injury, and he'll defend it against the number one contender, the man who won that number one contender spot by beating King Mo just a short time ago, Mr. Wonderful, Phil Davis, and Liam McGeary in tomorrow night's main event for the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Championship. For those that have joined us now, we welcome you. Thanks for seeing us here at the official weigh-ins. I'm Mike Williams, Bellator cage announcer, and with me on stage, the lovely ladies of Bellator MMA, Lindsay and Mercedes. Joining us here momentarily, our sanctioning body, our supervising body, the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation, led by Chairman Kevin Brown, supervised by Mr. Mike Murtha, and ABC President Mr. Mike Mazzulli. And joining us here, let's do it right now. In fact, the fighters are all set. Let's get them on the scales, the weigh-ins for tomorrow night's Bellator MMA. To do that, one half of the broadcast team for Bellator MMA live on Spike. Please welcome fight analyst and former fighter himself, Mr. Jimmy Smith.
Thank you so much. Let's start out with our prelim fights. Of course, check them out on Spike.com. We start out in the welterweight division, 170 pounds. Vinicius de Jesus versus James Baran. First to the scale all the way from Brazil. Please welcome Vinicius de Jesus. Record of 4-1 as a pro, 2 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. .170 on the dot for Vinicius de Jesus. And his opponent, fighting out of Norwood, Massachusetts, please welcome James Baran. Undefeated at 6-0, 2 wins by knockout, 2 by submission. $168.25 for James Baran. They'll kick it off for us, the welterweights, Vinicius de Jesus versus James Baran, ladies and gentlemen. Moving down the scale to the featherweight division, 145 pounds. It's Chris Foster versus Thomas English. First to scale, fighting out of Meriden, Connecticut. Please welcome Chris Foster. Record of 9-5, 5 wins by knockout. $144.5 for Chris Foster. And his opponent fighting out of Dix Hills, New York. Please welcome Thomas English. Record of 6-6, 2 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. $144.5 for Thomas English. The featherweight's 145, Chris Foster versus Thomas English, ladies and gentlemen. Our next fight at catchweight, 192 pounds, Dustin Collins Miles versus Ed Ruth. First to scale, fighting out of Hazard, Kentucky. Please welcome Dustin Collins Miles. $192 on the dot for Dustin Collins Miles. His opponent fighting out of Fresno, California, making his pro debut. Please welcome Ed Ruth. $190.25 for Ed Ruth. Making their pro debuts, Dustin Collins Miles versus Ed Ruth. Give it up for him. Moving up the scale to the heavyweight division, 265 pounds. It's Cody Mescal versus Tyrell Fortune. First to scale, fighting out of Georgetown, Kentucky. Please welcome Cody Mescal. Making his pro debut, 22 years old. $263 for Cody Mescal. And his opponent fighting out of Portland, Oregon. Please welcome Tyrell Fortune. Making his pro debut at 26 years old. $248.75 for Tyrell Fortune. 2 heavyweights making their pro debut. Give it up for him. Cody Mescal versus Tyrell Fortune. Our next fight, a catchweight, 175 pounds, Rudy Bears versus Neiman Gracie. First to scale, fighting out of Independence, Missouri. Please welcome Rudy Bad News Bears. Record of 16-14, 5 wins by knockout, 8 by submission. $172.5 for Rudy Bears. And his opponent, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, please welcome Neiman Gracie. Undefeated at 4-0, 3 of those wins by submission. $174.25 for Neiman Gracie. The striker versus the grappler, Rudy Bears versus Neiman Gracie. Give it up for him. Next up, a heavyweight battle, 265 pounds. It's Tyler King versus Josh Diekman. First to scale, fighting out of Norwood, Massachusetts. Please welcome Tyler King. Record of 11-4, 3 wins by knockout, 6 by submission. $238 for Tyler King. And his opponent, fighting out of New London, Connecticut, please welcome Josh Diekman. Record of 15-7, 11 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. $228 for Josh Diekman. Battle of the Beards at heavyweight, Tyler King versus Josh Diekman. Our next fight at catchweight at 195 pounds, it's Steve Scratz versus Tim Karen. First to scale, fighting out of Providence, Rhode Island. Please welcome Steve Scratz. Record of 8-8 as a pro, 7 wins by knockout. $193.75 for Steve Scratz. And his opponent, fighting out of Manchester, New Hampshire, please welcome Tim Karen. Record of 5-0, 3 wins by knockout, 2 by submission, has never gone the distance. $193.25 for Tim Karen. Catchweight 195, Steve Scratz versus Tim Karen. Give it up for him. Next up, a women's flyweight fight, 125 pounds. It's Hannah Regina versus Sarah Payan. First to the scale, making her pro debut, Hannah Regina. $124 on the dot for Hannah Regina. And her opponent, fighting out of West Springfield, Massachusetts, please welcome Sarah Payant. 126 on the dot for Sarah Payens. Let's give it up for the ladies, the flyweights, Hannah Regina versus Sarah Payan, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, the welterweights, 170 pounds. It's Carlos Correa versus Ilya Katau. First to the scale, fighting out of Meriden, Connecticut. Please welcome Carlos Correa. Undefeated in his young career at 1-0. That one win by knockout. $170.5 for Carlos Correa. And his opponent fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut. Please welcome Ilya Katau. Record of 1-1, that one win by submission. $169.5 for Ilya Katau. The welterweights, 172 young, hungry fighters. Carlos Correa versus Ilya Katau. Our next fight, a catchweight, 160 pounds. It's Castroit Zima versus Keenan Raymond. First to the scale, fighting out of Greenwich, Connecticut. Please welcome Castroit Zima. Making his pro debut. $159 for Castroit Zima. And his opponent from Providence, Rhode Island, please welcome Keenan Raymond. Record of 3-3 as a pro, one win by knockout, one by submission. $159.75 for Keenan Raymond. It's Castroit Zima versus Keenan Raymond. Give him a hand. And our final preliminary fight in the featherweight division, 145 pounds. It's Walter Smith Cotito versus Blair Tugman. First to the scale, fighting out of Hooksett, New Hampshire, it's Walter Smith Cotito. Record of 4-4, one win by knockout, two by submission. $144.5 for Walter Smith Cotito. And his opponent fighting out of North Haven, Connecticut, please welcome Blair Tugman. Record of 8-6, 3 wins by submission. $145 on the dot for Blair Tugman. Our final preliminary fight, Walter Smith Cotito versus Blair Tugman. Now on to the televised portion of our show. Of course, check us out on Spike TV. Our first fight in the heavyweight division, 265 pounds, is Javi Ayala versus Sergey Karatanov. First to the scale, fighting out of Porterville, California. Please welcome Javi Ayala. Record of 9-5, 4 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. $265 on the dot for Javi Ayala. Javi, you know Sergey Karatanov, he's fought some of the best in the world, but you've had success in Bellator before. How do you welcome him to the promotion?
You know what? It's going to be a good fight, tough fight. You guys should expect some fireworks out of it.
Right there, man. And his opponent, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, please welcome Sergey Karatanov. Very experienced, a record of 23-5, 13 knockouts, 9 submissions. 263.5 for Sergey Karatanov. Sergey, I just said it, you've been all over the world, but making your Bellator debut, how are you going to introduce yourself to the Bellator fans?
Ты по всему миру воинствуешь, это твой дебют в Беллаторе.
Большая ответственность. Сделаю все для победы.
It's a big responsibility. I'm so excited. I will do everything. I will do my best to win.
I'll kick it off for us, 2 very big heavyweights, Javi Ayala versus Sergey Karatanov. Give it up for him. Our next fight in the welterweight division, 170 pounds, Derek Anderson versus Paul Daly. First to scale, fighting out of Escondido, California. Please welcome Derek, the Barbaric Anderson. A record of 14-2 as a pro, 5 wins by knockout, 6 by submission. 170.5 for Derek Anderson. Derek moving up to 170, taking on a power puncher. When I talk to you about this fight, you're as confident as you've ever been at 155. Tell me why.
Well, I'm gonna beat him up. There's nothing you can do about it.
I love that. And Paul Daly is on his way down. Okay. As he'll be weighing in later. Right now it's Derek Anderson who'll be taking on Paul Daly. Give it up for him. Our next fight, also in the welterweight division, 170 pounds, Syed Awad versus Brennan Ward. First to the scale, fighting out of San Bernardino, California. Please welcome Syed Awad. Record of 19-8, 8 wins by knockout, 7 by submission. $170.25 for Syed Awad. Syed moving up to 170 yet again, taking on Brennan Ward in his hometown. That doesn't scare you at all, does it? You used to be in the Road Warrior, man.
No, I ain't never scared. You know what it is. This is going to be the main event. You guys tune in to watch a fight. They made this fight for a reason. Guarantee it's going to be fight of the night.
And his partner to make it fight of the night from New London, Connecticut, please welcome Brennan Ward. Record of 13-4, 8 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. $170.5 for Brennan Ward. Right here, brother. You heard what Sayed Awad had to say. He promised a war. He promised fight of the night. That's how you go anyway, man.
Yeah, man. You know, like he said, they made us fight for a reason. Me and Sayed, we've been around. We've been in Bellator. I personally fought on the card with him back in 2012. There's a reason why dudes like me and him have been around this long. Because we're going to go out and put on a show, and that's what we do. Sayed, let's do this, baby.
All right, man. 2 warriors at 170. Sayed Awad versus Brennan Ward. Give it up for him. They are so nice until they punch you. On to our main event of the evening for the light heavyweight world title, 205 pounds. The challenger, Phil Davis, versus the champion, Liam McGeary, first to scale, fighting out of San Diego, California. Please welcome Phil Davis. Record of 16-3, 3 wins by knockout, 5 by submission. .204 on the dot for Phil Davis. Phil, when you came to Bellator, this is the fight everybody was talking about, you versus Liam McGeary. It's finally here. What are you going to show the fans tomorrow night?
Man, I'm going to show what I'm all about. I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to beat this guy up. I want that belt, and I want it right now. I want it yesterday, actually. But if I got to go through him the hard way, I'm going to take that belt.
And his opponent, the Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Liam McGeary. Fighting out of New York with an undefeated record, 11-0, 5 wins by knockout, 5 by submission. .204 on the dot for Liam McGeary. Liam McGeary, leading up to this fight, the challenger, Phil Davis, has been, let's say, confident about going in and taking your belt. How's he going to feel at the end of the fight tomorrow night?
He's going to be left feeling like Mr. Wonder what happened.
You heard it, Mr. Wonder, what happened? Phil Davis taking on the champ. Liam McGeary will see who's right and who's holding the belt at the end of their fight tomorrow night. Liam McGeary versus Phil Davis. Give it up for him. Always a great crowd here at the Mohegan Sun. Can't wait to see you at the fights tomorrow night.
Jimmy Smith, thank you very much. Hey, for those that have joined us, we thank you. If you want to hang tight just a little bit at 6:15 or beforehand, we'll have a press conference happening right here outside Mohegan Sun Arena, led by one Mr. Scott Coker and Rich, of course, as well. We'll have the 2 fighters that will meet January 21st at Bellator 170 at the Forum in LA. It'll be Chael Sonnen and Tito Ortiz. The press conference takes place here momentarily at 6:15 p.m. or before, so hang tight with that. Tickets available for tomorrow night's show. Mohegan Sun Arena box office right over here or Ticketmaster.com. Again, thank you for joining us on the live stream and live here at Mohegan Sun for the official weigh-ins, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, as Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA live on Spike.